Welcome to Triumphant over Trauma, where resilience reigns and women rewrite their stories of victory after trauma. I'm Gina, your guide on this empowering journey. With a mission to help women overcome trauma, I'm here to inspire you to cultivate a positive mindset, embrace self-love, and find peace. Join me as we celebrate strength, reclaim power, and triumph over adversity together. Take a deep breath with me for a moment. The kind of breath that isn't rushed, the kind that lets your shoulders soften and your body settle. Imagine yourself right here, held in a warm embrace, sitting by a steady fire beneath a star-filled autumn sky. The air is cool, the flames are calm, and around you the leaves are changing. Not fighting the season, not clinging to what was, just letting go and becoming something new. That's the space that we're stepping into today. Because if you've ever looked at your life and thought, this isn't how I imagined it, or wondered why your path has been marked by so much pain, loss, or detours, I want you to know that you're not broken, you're not behind, and you're not lost. You're waking up. There comes a moment on every healing journey where survival is no longer enough, where the question shifts from how do I get through this to what is all of this shaping me for? And that moment, that quiet, unsettling, deeply honest moment is the beginning of your purpose. So many women believe their pain disqualified them from a meaningful life, that trauma took something essential from them, that the chapters they didn't choose somehow erased the calling they once felt or never had the chance to discover. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Your pain didn't end your purpose. It refined it. The very experiences that brought you to your knees also gave you insight, depth, compassion, and strength that cannot be taught in a classroom or learned in comfort. And when you stop asking, why did this happen to me, and begin asking, what is this waking up inside me, something changes. You begin to see that your sensitivity is wisdom, your resilience is leadership, your story is medicine, not just for others, but for you too. Purpose doesn't arrive loudly, it doesn't demand, it doesn't rush. It whispers in moments like this, by the fire, under the stars, when you finally allow yourself to rest long enough to hear what your soul has been trying to say all along. This episode is an invitation to listen, to explore how your pain has been pointing you somewhere meaningful, to release the belief that your struggles were random or wasted, and to gently awaken the calling that has been forming beneath the surface, waiting for you to trust that you're allowed to step into it. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to look at your story with new eyes. So settle in, let the fire steady you, let the night sky remind you how vast possibility really is. Because this isn't the end of your story. This is the moment you begin to understand why you survived it. Let's begin. Let's name something important right away. Purpose is not a reward for suffering. Pain is not something we're meant to be grateful for. But meaning. Meaning can grow from what we've survived. When trauma enters our lives, it fractures the story we thought we were living, the dreams we had, the identity we were building, the sense of safety we assumed would always be there. And in the aftermath, so many women ask the same quiet question: what was the point of all of this? Purpose doesn't show up while we're still bleeding. It doesn't appear in the middle of chaos or loss. Purpose emerges later, when survival loosens its grip just enough for reflection to begin. Here's how pain begins to point us towards purpose. Trauma strips away what was never truly ours. It removes illusions, false identities, and expectations that no longer fit. What's left after the shock, after the grief, is something raw and honest. You. And from that rawness, awareness is born. You start noticing what you can't unsee anymore. The pain in others that mirrors your own. The systems, relationships, or beliefs that harm instead of heal. The places where you once needed support and didn't receive it. That awareness isn't accidental. It's the beginning of purpose. Pain sharpens perception. It deepens empathy. It teaches you how to sit with discomfort without turning away. And over time, you begin to realize that your lived experience has given you something powerful: the ability to see clearly and feel deeply. Purpose often begins as a quiet pull, not a grand mission statement. It sounds like, I don't want anyone else to feel as alone as I did. There has to be a better way than this. I want to use what I've learned for something meaningful. Your pain didn't make you special, but surviving it gave you perspective. And a perspective, when integrated, healed, and grounded, becomes guidance. Purpose isn't about reliving your trauma. It's about allowing your healing to inform how you live, love, and lead. When you stop running from your story and start listening to what it taught you, your pain becomes a compass, not the past, but to the work, the service, the creativity, and the connection that only you can offer in this world. And that's where we're stepping into next. So if pain can become a compass, if what you've lived through has been quietly shaping your awareness, your values, and your voice, then the next question isn't, what's my purpose? It's, how do I listen to it without forcing it? How do I follow it without losing myself? How do I honor what I've survived while stepping into what's next? Purpose isn't something you hustle towards. It's something you remember, layer by layer, season by season. And just like healing, it unfolds best when there's structure, safety, and self-trust. So what we're moving into now is a gentle framework, not a checklist, not a demand, but a guide, a way to recognize the signs your life has been giving you all along, and to begin responding to them with clarity instead of confusion. This is the Purpose Awakening Framework, designed to help you understand how your pain has been pointing you towards your calling, and how to take your next steps from a place of grounded intention and not pressure. Let's walk through this together. Step number 1, name what changed you. Purpose begins where your life split into before and after. This isn't about reopening wounds. It's about acknowledging the moments that reshaped how you see the world, yourself, and others. Ask yourself, what experiences changed my values? What pain cracked me open instead of closing me down? What truths did I learn the hard way? Here is an example. You survived abandonment and now deeply value emotional safety. That awareness isn't random. It's a seed. Naming what changed you gives your pain context instead of control. Step number 2, notice what you're drawn to now. After trauma, your interests shift. What once mattered may fall away. New curiosities begin to emerge. Pay attention to topics that stir emotion in your body, causes that make you feel protective or passionate, conversations you lean into instead of away from. Here is an example. You find yourself drawn to conversations about boundaries, healing, or empowerment, not because it's trendy, but because it's personal. Purpose often speaks through attraction before it ever becomes action. Step number 3, identify the need you wish had been met. This step is powerful and tender. Ask yourself, what support did I need and not receive? What would have helped me feel less alone? What do I wish someone had said or done for me? Here is an example. You wish someone had normalized your grief or believed you without questioning. That unmet need often points directly towards your calling. Your purpose often grows from the gaps you once had to survive. Step number 4, translate experience into service without self-sacrifice. Purpose doesn't require you to relive your trauma or give until you're empty. It asks, how can what I've learned support others without harming myself? What feels sustainable, not draining? How can I offer from wholeness, not my wounds? Here is an example. Instead of overgiving emotionally, you choose to share insight, mentorship, or creativity that feels aligned, not obligatory. Purpose is service with boundaries. Step number 5, take one grounded step toward alignment. Purpose isn't revealed all at once. It unfolds through action, small, honest, aligned action. Choose one step. Write the post, join the group, start the course, have the conversation, create the space you once needed. Here is an example. You enroll in a healing program or begin sharing your voice in safe spaces, not to be perfect, but to be present. Purpose becomes real when it's lived, not just understood. When you move through these steps, something shifts. Your pain stops feeling random, your story gains coherence, and your life begins to align with who you've become, not who you used to be. You stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, what is this preparing me for? That's purpose, awakening. Before we go any further, I invite you to pause with me. Wherever you are, let your body settle. Rest your feet on the ground. Soften your shoulders. Take a slow breath in through your nose and release it gently through your mouth. There is nothing you need to figure out right now, nothing you need to decide. This is simply a moment to listen. Now imagine yourself sitting by a steady fire beneath a star-filled autumn sky. The air is cool and crisp. The flames flicker calmly, not rushed, not chaotic. They warm you without burning you. This fire represents everything you've lived through. The losses, the heartbreak, the moments that changed you forever. Notice how the fire doesn't destroy you here. It illuminates. Now imagine holding something in your hands, a symbol of your pain, not to relive, not to analyze it, just to acknowledge it. Gently place that symbol into the fire. Watch as it transforms, not disappearing, but changing. The weight lifts, the shape shifts. From the fire, something new begins to emerge. It may be an image, a word, a feeling, a quiet knowing. This is not your full purpose. It's the direction. Now imagine the version of you who has followed this pull, who has honored her story without being trapped by it. Notice how she stands, how she breathes, how she trusts herself. She doesn't rush, she doesn't force, she simply knows. She turns towards you now and places her hand over her heart, then over yours. Without speaking, she reminds you, nothing you survived was wasted. Your story carries meaning. You are allowed to build a life that reflects what you've learned. Take one more deep breath here. When you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room. Feel your body and feel the ground beneath you. And remember, purpose doesn't demand that you become someone new. It asks you to honor who you've already become. As you come back from that space, as the warmth of the fire lingers and the night sky settles inside you, I want you to notice something. That sense of clarity you felt, that gentle pull towards something more meaningful, that knowing that your story carries direction, not just history. That's not imagination. That's alignment beginning to take shape. And here's the truth about moments like this. They aren't meant to end when the episode does. Purpose awakens when it's tended, when it's supported, when it's given a place to unfold without pressure or self-doubt. If you're feeling that quiet nudge to go deeper, to explore your direction with intention instead of guessing, there's a space designed exactly for this moment. And that's where we're headed next. If something inside you is stirring after that moment, if you're realizing that your pain wasn't random, that your story has been pointing you somewhere meaningful, and that you don't want to keep trying to figure it all out on your own, I want you to know that you're not behind. You're ready. Finding direction from within was created for women exactly here. Women who have survived, healed, questioned, and grown, and are now ready to understand why their journey unfolded the way it did, and where it's gently leading them next. This isn't about fixing yourself or forcing a purpose. It's about creating a safe, supportive space where your clarity can rise naturally, where your nervous system is honored, your story is respected, and your inner wisdom finally gets to lead. Inside this journey, you'll be guided to reconnect with yourself, make sense of your experiences, and move forward with confidence, intention, and trust, not from fear or pressure, but from alignment. Whether you choose to walk through the course at your own pace or work more closely with me, this is an invitation to stop second-guessing your path and start honoring the woman you've become. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to listen. When you're ready, you can learn more at www.bodyelementsmindelevation.com. I'll be here walking beside you. As you step back into your life, may you trust that every chapter you have survived was guiding you here toward a purpose shaped by wisdom, softened by compassion, and ready to unfold in its own perfect time. This is Gina, signing off. Thank you for tuning in to Triumphant over Trauma, where resilience prevails and women rewrite their stories of victory after trauma. Remember, healing is a journey, not a destination. Keep embracing your strength, cultivating resilience, and shining your light bright. You are capable of triumphing over any challenge life throws your way. Until next time, keep rising and thriving. You've got this.